Hey, everybody, welcome to this episode of Coffee with John. Looking forward to having Frank Molinar again, author of Financial Dominance. We're talking about how to educate ourselves with money in this week's series, and I appreciate, Frank, you being on. I thought today we could talk about a little bit about a topic that you brought, you suggested we talk about, which I really liked, which is people with money think differently, and you wanted to kind of talk about that. And I love just the sentence of that, and I'm curious what you have to say.
It's an interesting thing. Every 2 or 3 times a year, I think the last one was BuzzFeed, but 2 or 3 times a year, I see these articles come out on different news channels about how people with money think, or how observations of people around those with money, what they observe. And what's interesting is these articles are always trying to appear like, is there some secret? If I start thinking like they do, will I get rich? Now, there's that book, Think and Grow Rich. This is the different subject matter I'm trying to refer to here. My understanding or my thought on this is people with money definitely think differently because they have a lot more that they have to manage. They have possessions and things that they have to take care of. But the trick isn't to learn to think like them. The trick is to reorganize your finances so that you create money and you automatically start to think differently.
Mm-hmm.
I refer to it as our financial metabolism.
I like that.
You know, when somebody is not in shape with their finances, then everything is crisis, everything is trauma, everything is putting one fire out just to get the other fire rolling. When you think strategically and when you have money, you think a lot more about planning things forward.
Right.
You're not in a frenzy of mode.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, I like about the metabolism example. You know, it's like if you want to lose weight, you have to stop eating potato chips,
Yes.
or maybe not stop eating them, but stop eating the whole bag, right? So you have to, it's all a journey of a little bit of realization, a little bit of sacrifice, right? So, and so when you talk about thinking differently, how do you maintain the new level of thinking, right?
Well,
without bouncing back.
Here's an example.
And I just want to say this too, because I think we're in a time where, the middle class it's going the wrong way, and people are feeling more strapped for money, and inflation is making so many things. I mean, we could talk about that for an hour, so much more expensive, and it's just harder to live in. And so how do people, once they do this on a Monday, how the following Monday do they continue to live it?
Here's a great example. If you commit yourself to a life where you're not going to use your credit cards to bail yourself out of every potential emergency or something that happens, and you build in your money and you build up your savings, you've automatically changed the way you look at life. Because now when you have to go buy a new set of tires, you're not just going to go to who's going to finance the tires for you. You're using your money. So you're going to become a better, smarter shopper.
Mm-hmm.
See, people who've generated their own wealth and who've created they're not lazy with their money. They're not flippant with their money. They understand that every dollar deserves respect, that it took a lot of effort to build it. And so they treat it carefully. That's what I'm saying. We start to think differently, not by trying to mimic those who have money, but by reorganizing our lives, building our asset base, and then managing it differently.
Yeah, reorganizing it, right? Resetting the metabolism. I love the way that you put that. I love that. Frank, where can people connect with you and buy your book?
You can buy the book on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Target. On Amazon, it's in all 3 formats: Audible, Kindle, and paperback. You can also learn more at financialdominancebook.com and reach out to me directly at frankmolinar.com.
I love it. Frank, I appreciate you being on the show. This is such an important topic, things that people really need to be thinking about. And what I love about what you're talking about is even a word can ignite a new way of doing something. So I appreciate you. And we'll see you again tomorrow. Thanks, Frank.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Oops, technical difficulty. See you tomorrow, everybody.